Parshat Ki Tavo talks about what happens when you get to the land of Israel, product, first fruits, but it also talks about a very strange ceremony that was already hinted at earlier in Sefer Devarim, in the book of Devarim. When the children of Israel cross over the river Jordan and come into the land of Israel, there are two mountains, Mount Gerizim and Mount Eval. And these two mountains are in the West Bank, roughly speaking where Nablus is today. And they're the only two mountains that are mentioned in the Torah on the West Bank. It's true that in at least 12 different places, the Torah talks about when you come to the land and you will set up Hamakom, the place for a sanctuary, but they don't say where that place will be. And in fact, the sanctuary, the tabernacle, moved several times before finally arriving in Jerusalem and the temple was built. But Har Gerizim and Mount Eval are specifically mentioned. And there is a ceremony that takes place. On one mountain, there's a group of 6 tribes. On the other, a group of another 6 tribes. Down in the middle of the priests. And the priests turn first to one and mention all the blessings. And then turn to the other and mention all the curses that will come from keeping or not keeping the Torah in the new land. And the interesting thing is, you would have thought it would have been enough to say, keep the Torah, or don't keep the Torah. These are your two options. Keep the Torah for blessing, don't keep the Torah for curse. In fact, when you look at the list of things that are the curses that are mentioned in the parasha this week, you will see that every one of them is something to do with those sins or crimes that are committed secretly when nobody's looking, whether behind closed doors or in the middle of the night, through deception and through deceit. What does one learn from this? Well, obviously, the Constitution, the Torah and the laws have been given, and they've been given to be kept, and we're told to keep them. In addition to that, we are told 4 times that we also have to do Hatov or V'hayashar, the right thing, beyond the letter of the law. But what this is telling us is something additional. That outward religion, appearances are deceptive. We can appear to be good people, but if behind closed doors we are not, if the things we do privately and secretly we are deceptive and dishonest and selfish, and we ignore other people, then no matter how beautiful the Constitution is, if we're not actually keeping it in spirit and in our actions, then this will lead to a collapse of the moral order. And as the Torah said time and time again in Devarim, you Jewish people, are not particularly special as such. You're no better than anybody else. But you've been given an opportunity that the Canaanites had before you and they blew it. Now you're being in an opportunity to do something better. It's entirely up to you if you take this opportunity. And that is the challenge of the land. The challenge of the land of Israel is to set up a community. It's to set up an ideal state as a model to show how things can be. But only if that is fair and honest and just is it going to achieve what God wants of us.